Hello, and here we go. We're going to start with our first video lesson from chemistry. The lesson today, what we're going to do is our lesson of physical properties versus chemical properties and how we describe matter. And we're also going to go into another lesson where we're going to look at the difference between the physical change versus chemical change. We might as well put it together. Okay, so when we describe matter, we do it two different ways, and one way is looking at the physical property, which is a characteristic of a substance that can be observed without changing it into a different substance. And I just did this in bold and I underlined it for you because this is the key thing right here. So it's not changing the substance at all, and you're looking at its characteristics. So the list is really the important thing because you should have the definition in your notebook. So examples of physical properties include the state of matter that it's in. So is it a solid, liquid? Is it a gas? So we would look at its freezing point, melting point, boiling point, and those right there depends on the chemical or the element we're looking at. They all could have different points at which they would freeze, melt, or boil. Luster, okay, how shiny it is. Is it flexible or stiff? Inability to conduct heat. Ability to conduct an electrical current. Those are two different things. Sometimes things can conduct heat. That allows, like if you touched a pot on a stove, okay, so it's able to transfer the heat through it. Whereas conducting electricity, that's if you have like copper wires and it's able to let the current go through. How hard is it? The hardness, temperature, texture, like soft, rough, sandy, and what color it is. Those are all examples of the physical properties. Okay, and I know that if I can back it up, so you have a chance to make sure you have all of those in your notes. You can pause right there and maybe get that. Okay, the next one is the chemical property. A chemical property is an ability to change into different substances. So the thing right here that's to note is that it's changing. It's something new. It's something different. Okay. So in order to observe the chemical properties of a substance, the substance must be changed into a different substance. That's how you're able to observe its chemical properties. So is it able to change into something new, into something different? Okay, that's how we're able to test and describe its chemical properties. Examples of the chemical properties would include things such as rust, okay, like a rusty nail, tarnish, okay, so silver can tarnish, iron can rust, gold, when it's mixed with oxygen, is not good or ability to rust. Flammability, can it turn into a flame or not? Combust, so that's blowing it up. Okay, so we also have combustible things like engines can combust. Burn, does it smell sour or taste sour? Ferment, okay. Acidic, is it acid or can it neutralize stuff? This is something that's good to know, like if you're washing your dishes or your clothing. Corrosive, you see that underneath cars sometimes when the salt eats away at stuff. So let me put that list here for you. Back up the camera, and so you're able to, again, pause the screen and get that list into your notebook. Okay. The last couple things to tell you is here, okay, which is a change in matter that produces one or more new substances is a chemical change. Okay, so again, like I said, we're going to put the physical properties and chemical properties together with the changes, okay, whereas a physical change alters the formation or appearance of a matter but does not turn any substance in the matter into a different substance. So there's a difference between the two. This one is where it's not a different substance, whereas I can melt ice, I can reverse it back. That would be a physical change. Or I could rip the paper up. Okay, just made the size different, size, shape, change. changing the matter, whereas a chemical change is a change, you would notice it in a chemical reaction. Unlike physical change, a chemical change produces a new substance with new and different properties. Okay, so if I then wanted to know the difference between the two, if it's a chemical change, I would have made something new, so then it has its own new properties to it, its own new description, different from where I started. And that's the difference between chemical change and physical change. Okay, ask questions in class if you get stuck. I'm hoping that you did a good job on this, and thank you so much.